Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say Kahalam like how Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakak Wadash, Demons to our apostles, teachers, taught us this truth. Peace and many salutations unto the Lord's elects, man. All right. So, as scriptures describe in First Peter, the second chapter, man. We're supposed to be lively stones built up a spiritual house, man. Okay. So, you know, beware of going through the motions, man. All right. Beware of, when you just, going through the motions, just going through the motions. When you start to see yourself just going through the motions, not put, that's a dangerous thing. Um, you have to be able to put your mind, body, and soul into this thing, man, into this truth. All right, you have to actually believe in what you're saying. All right, you heard that expression, practice what you preach. Well, hey, you gotta actually believe what you're saying, man, and that's why the scriptures tell you that the harvest is plenteous, but the labors are few. All right. Now, yes, we understand that everyone's not gonna have the same spirit. Everybody's not gonna have the same demeanor, characteristics, voice, or charisma, what have you. Everybody's not gonna be the same. Everybody's not gonna be funny. Everybody's not gonna be, some brothers are more serious, some brothers are more, But at the end of the day, the scripture told you to all show the same diligence. All right, that you all give the same diligence. And the scriptures tell you that the Most High, He's a God of the living, not the dead, man. All right. So scriptures speak about dead works. All right. Scriptures speak about all these things, man. And when you do this work, bro, you're supposed to feel this, man. All right. We're not computers, man. We're not damn robots. We're not Mac computers and shit, man. We're not Macs. You know, we actually feel something, bro. We don't have this one monotonous tone. When we're teaching, when we're doing the work of the Lord. When we're praying to Him. Hey, even when we're praying to the Lord, the scriptures tell you about vain repetitions, man. Why don't you switch up your prayer a little bit, man? Always praying the same way, saying the same things. You got to switch up your prayer. Say, pray for some other things. Talk to the Lord, man. Like you would talk to your father. Sometimes you got to just bare your heart. Just tell it how it is. Sometimes you're over there looking for the most precise prayer to say. The most. I put prayers for brothers up there. Sometimes here and there, but sometimes you don't even need to recite everything the perfect way, man. It comes from the heart, bro. The Lord's looking at that like, hey, that comes from the heart, man. Hey, like what they call freestyles, right? A freestyle is supposed to come out right off the head, on top of the head. It's not something that you rehearse. Which actually goes into the word itself. It goes into this word right here. I had a few definitions up here, but I think it's artificial. Yeah, artificial. Artificial means something that's not natural or not spontaneous. See, when you see brothers saying impromptu or something like that, impromptu lesson, that's something that came from the spirit. Just spirit like the wind. You see brothers saying stuff like that. Open forum, things of that nature. Those are spontaneous videos. Spontaneous. Sometimes spirit hop on you spontaneous. You know, to just bam, spontaneous. Um, Spontaneous meaning not planned, not scripted. Like for instance, you and your woman, right? To keep your relationship cool, you got to do things that's spontaneous with her. You know, you got to just like surprise her with some gift one day, or just You know, you tell her y'all going somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Without even just without even putting it out there for her. You just be ready by this certain time and boom. You just pop up at her house. You know, she draws off. I don't know, bro, but you do something spontaneous, bro. You bring a mariachi. You bring a mariachi to her crib. That's spontaneous. Those are things that she's like, wow, unexpected. She's like, oh shit. It's the thought that counts, right? Well, hey, a lot of times, bro, that same thing applies to this truth, man. You gotta seek after Sophia, right? You gotta seek her. You know, you gotta conquer Sophia in a way, man. So you gotta do so with a robot. You're gonna do so with a robotic sacrifice. You know, or you're gonna do so with charisma, with love, with passion. That's how you're gonna take. That's how you're gonna conquer the woman. You come there all monotonous and shit. You're not gonna obtain her, bro. You're not gonna. She's gonna be fucking bored of you. You know? You can't even blame her. You know, do y'all put yourself in her shoes, man? You know. So, anyways, um, very important, that when you give this sacrifice to the Lord, bro, you give the best sacrifice you can, man. Okay, because the Lord's watching, He's like, man, bro, this guy don't really want it like that, man. He don't really want it like that. You know, the Lord told you that He has lively stones, man. That lively stones that built up a spiritual house, man. You know, when you see yourself going through the motions, and you just getting all monotonous, you know, that's a scary thing, man. You always want to have that same love, like when you first came into this truth. When you first found out that the fact that you're an Israelite, and you tasted this. That scripture say in the Hebrews the fourth chapter, it tasted um no, Hebrews the sixth chapter. I think it's Hebrews the sixth chapter. Them that were once in light have tasted the heavenly gifts, right? You've tasted of this truth. You know, you're supposed to still have that same fire burning within you, right? Like when you first found out, because the Lord told you about Matthew the 25th chapter about the wise virgins that took oil in their lamps. Um, the five was wise and five were foolish. The five wise took oil in their lamps, meaning they still had that fiery burning sensation since they came in because they've been trimming their lamps. That's how a lamp works. You gotta have oil in it for it to burn. You know, but the Lord said, "What you shall be as men waiting, um, be as men that wait for their Lord, having their lights burning, right? Having their lights burning, having oil in their lamps, man. Right? So you can't wait for the Lord with a robotic ass sacrifice, man. Okay, all right. When you put up the sacrifice to the Lord, like remember in the ancient world, you had the Holy of Holies. The priest would go up in there. The priest had to be washed clean. They had to, do everything the right way. They had to put on a certain type of mitri, clothing. They had to wash themselves about 17 times. They couldn't go. You know what I'm saying? Like it had to be a particular sacrifice they was throwing up, man. You know, cause they would have got messed up. The Most High would have messed them up. They came up in there with some bullshit sacrifice. Look at what Saul did. He disobeyed the Lord and throw up some bullshit sacrifice to the Most High. That's why I told you in First Samuel the 15th chapter, the 23rd verse, obedience better than sacrifice. That's why he told him that, because this guy, wanted to disobey the Most High, and when the Lord told him to just do away with Amalek, man, to do away with him, to get rid of them. I think it was Amalek, was the Philistines, one of them. But he was supposed to do as instructed. Instead he turned around and let me offer the best of the heathen to the Lord, man. I know this is what he'll accept. No, he's not gonna accept that. He already told you what he wanted. He told you the way he wanted things done. Lord had a particular way he wants things done. So you know it's either 100% or nothing, man. The Lord told you either you're gonna be lukewarm or you're gonna be hot, or else I'll spew out my mouth. Either you're gonna be lukewarm, you're gonna be hot. I'm gonna spew you out my mouth. Simple as that. Meaning, if you give me that bullshit sacrifice, I'm not hearing it, and I'm not. I don't care about that. I'm gonna spew you out my mouth. What are you talking about? You give me, yeah, brother. Well, I put up my videos. Well, your videos. Let me see them. Dead, dead. The Lord's not looking at that like, man. What do you? It look like you don't even want to be there. Yeah. It look like you want to be there, bro. Let me look. I don't know, bro. Here it goes. I put up my videos. You know, act like you want to be there, brother. Act like you want to be there, man. You out there at the camp, bro. With your hands in your pockets, looking up at the sky. Looking down, looking at everybody. Be engaged, bro. Be engaged, man. Like you want to be there, man. That's why the Lord takes the spirit from me. You just going through the motions, and nah, bro. Oh, I was there. I attended. Like going to school. Going to school, like if you're not engaged in school, at the end of the day, it's gonna appear. It's gonna show forth. You could say attendance. Yeah, I attended, but you gotta actually be present and active. To paying attention and shit like that. If you want to excel, you know. So you gotta be mindful of these things, man. Okay, because you gotta put some passion into this thing of ours, brother. All right. You gotta love this thing. The Lord said, "Love the Lord with all thy heart and with all thy soul, man." Not as a robot. A robot can't love anything. He's dead. He's an inanimate object, man. And the Lord put the spirit in us, man. All right, which makes us alive once again, man. Not dead. All right. Romans 12:1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Lord Yahushua, the Most High Yahushua, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, acceptable unto the Most High, which is your reasonable service, acceptable to the Most High. Right. So there's a way that's not acceptable to the Most High. Second verse says, "Be not transformed." It said, "Be not transformed." Be not conformed. My bad. Conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. When you conform to this world, that means that like you're in the spirit of this world. You're with this world. Conform meaning con with and formed. You're formed to this world. This world is a cold ass world, a cold world, man. Like your boy J. Cole said. This world is a fucking cold world, man. And we can't be fucking cold-hearted operators in this parts, man. We actually have to feel for each other, feel for the Most High, feel what we're saying, what we're reading. Not like the Christians. These other people. They're just going through the motions, and they're just reading the old thou art. They're just reading verbatim, word for word. Nah, that the Lord. He's looking at your level of love and feeling that you have for this thing of ours, man. A lot of different things that the Most High is looking at, but the Most High is looking at, how much does this man really care about me, and my word, how much does he really like give a damn, That's why he told you, love each other with a pure heart fervently, man. When you look up that word fervent, it's going to appear many times in the scriptures, all right? And fervent, will go into passion, man, all right? Which that's a characteristic that, is lacking in our people. They don't have no passion for the Most High. They have a zeal, not according to knowledge, a zeal. A zeal would be passion. Certain of our people, they have a zeal, but that's quickly disappearing from society. That zeal. Right. The more and more you look at the people, the less and less they care, because they've been moved into a secular world, a secular society, man. Where everything's based upon the textbook, man. Everything based upon what they say in them damn schools, so called. And it ain't about spirituality no more. Ain't no spirituality like that. The only spirituality they got is them damn zodiacs. The zodiacs and the what they call it, the Vegetarians, all that shit. Astrology. Which that's funny because that guy came up to me asking me about what do you think about the astrology? What do you think about that? Yeah, Jake is all into that stuff, man. Even the men, even the dudes are all into that shit because they're under that vibe of one. They're under the vibe of one. But yeah, we must beware of our level of engagement in this thing of ours, man. All right, Romans 12 and verse 2, it says, "Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. It says that you may prove that which is good and acceptable will of the Most High. For I say through the grace that's given unto me, to everyone, every man that's amongst you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as the Most High have dealt to every man the measure of faith. Right. So we all have different measures of faith, but we can't use that as an excuse, to be all, all, all unemotional about this thing, all detached of any feeling, because at the end of the day, you got to feel this thing, bro. Romans 12 and 4. For as we have many members in one body, all members have not the same office, so being many in one body, every one members of another, having then gifts different according to that which is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith, or minister, let us wait on ministering, or he that teacheth on teaching, or he that exhorteth on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity, he that ruleth with diligence, he that showeth mercy with cheerfulness. Let love be without dissimulation, abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good, be kindly affectionate one to another, with brotherly love and honor, preferring another, not slothful in business, fervent in the spirit, serving the Lord, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer. All right, so 11 verse, it says, not slothful in business, fervent in the spirit, serving the Lord. All right, so if you're gonna serve the Lord, you gotta be fervent in spirit, man, not robotic in spirit. Not robotic in spirit, man. Okay, because that's how Esau is. Esau is a fucking robot, man. Esau's robotic, Esau done taught our people to be, synthetic, inorganic. All right. You go up in this church, there ain't no spirit in there, You go, I mean, at least the black church got a little bit of spirit on them, At least the black church got a little bit of they got a little they got a little bit of, even though that's a damn grave, grave site, the so-called black church, man. But we as a people are known as a lively people, man, and us knowing this truth, us having this understanding, this wisdom, you shouldn't take this thing lightly, man. You should be excited, bro. You should be extra excited, man. All right. You should wake up thinking about the Lord, thinking about the kingdom, thinking about what more I could do. The scripture tell you, you can never go far enough, right? So, hey, when you're addicted to this ministry, you have no choice but to have love for it. When you got your heart in something, man. See, one of the things that happens when you get older, one of the things happens when you get disenchanted with many things. You get disenchanted with things you used to like. I, you know, once you get older, you go through many things. Start to not see you start to stop loving things. You stop loving, football, whatever it was, that you love, basketball, this and this and that, whatever it was, you stop loving it. With this truth, we can't get disenchanted with it, man. We can't get disenchanted with it. That's why the scripture say, remember thy first love, man. Remember thy first love, because where your heart is, there will your treasure be also, man. So our hearts have to be in this truth. Our hearts have to be fully set in this truth, man. Fully persuaded, So it says, Acts chapter 18 and verse 24, and a certain Jew named Apollos, born at Alexandria, an eloquent man and mighty in the scriptures, came to Ephesus. Right? Apollo, right? This man was instructed in the way of the Lord, and being fervent in the spirit, he spake and taught diligently the things of the Lord, knowing only the baptism of John. And he began to speak boldly in the synagogue, and when Aquila and Priscilla had heard, they took unto them and expounded unto him the way of the Most High more perfectly. All right. So Apollos was a fervent man in the spirit, man. A mighty man in the scriptures. And I guarantee you, he wasn't throwing up no half-ass sacrifices, man. That was a man that was passionate about the Most High and his son. Apollos was not giving up no robotic sacrifice. Apollos was giving a fervent sacrifice, man. Okay, this man was instructed in the way of the Lord, being fervent in the spirit. He spake and taught diligently the things of the Most High, knowing only the baptism of John. All right. So Aquila and Priscilla had showed him the way of the Most High more perfectly, but he had that zeal already, man. Which that's something you could build upon, man. When you see a brother that's like, he may not have all this knowledge, he might not be learned, but you could tell he's passionate about the Most High. You could tell he has a zeal. You could tell hey, that's something you can work with. That's raw talent, man. Raw potential right there, man. You got to show him the ropes. Just like they showed Apollos, right? He knew only the baptism of John, but Aquila and Priscilla showed him the way of the Most High more perfectly. But they could build with him because he already had that zeal, and he was mighty in the scriptures. But they just had to show him more perfectly. A little bit, probably a little rough around the edges. Just some things that he needed to understand at the time. Apollos. But Aquila and Priscilla worked with him, because they had seen that potential in him. Okay, they seen that fervent spirit in him, man. If he didn't have fervent spirit, Aquila and Priscilla would have been like, "Oh, we got to work with this man right here." Show him the way of the Most High more perfectly. All right, because they understood, they knew the scriptures, they knew not to cast their pearls before the swine. This man right here was not swine. He was a man that was a mighty man in the scriptures, fervent in the spirit, man. All right, and he taught mightily, as it says here, diligently the things of the Lord. All right, diligently the things of the Lord, not robotically, not going. He wasn't going through the motions. All right, when you read about these great men of the Lord, they were not going through the motions, man. They weren't just oh well, here it goes. The scriptures tell you, man, you do this work, you do it. You don't do it by constraint. You do it because this is what you was born to do. You love this. You're supposed to love this. Oh man, here it goes. I got to do this. It's a chore for me. We don't even look at it as work no more. This is what our second nature. This is what we're supposed to do. Even though it is the work, but the scripture tell you, hate not laborious labors, but this is not something that we dread to do. We don't dread going out there, make having people look at us weird and this and that. We love it, man. So you gotta learn to love it, man. All right. 1 Peter 5, and only the ones that love it is gonna be the elect. You gotta learn to love it because they have the love of the Father. Now, 1 Peter 5 and verse 2 says, "Feed the flock which is amongst you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly." You can't do this work by constraint. You know, you can't do this work by constraint. You know, somebody forcing you. You know, uh, it's not gonna be genuine, man. You know, it's not genuine. It's not genuine. When you genuine about it, nobody has to force you, man. Nobody has to force you. Nobody has to pull your arm. Nobody has to, uh, nobody has to keep telling you something. It just comes up out of you. All right, that's natural from birth. You know. So it says, "Feed the flock which is amongst you, taking the oversight thereof, not by constraint, but willingly, not for filthy lucre's sake, but of a ready mind, ready to serve, ready to work." You know, that's the Lord looking for. He does what church in Jerusalem, man. For the men that's ready and active and willing participants, man, and his work, man. You know. So it says, neither as being lords over the most heritage, but examples to the flock. And when the chief shepherd shall appear, glory that fadeth not away. Right? So the Lord is going to give us crown glory for our well ordering of the feast, for our fervent, seeking of Him, continue, for our continual fervency in His work. When the chief shepherd shall appear, he shall receive a crown of glory that shall not fade away. All right. If you look at even the people on this side, on the left hand side, even these regular people, whatever they did, they had to put their mind, body, and soul into it. The ones that became great, Kobe, Mike, all these people, right? Brian, uh, all the greatest musicians, and this one, that one, they had to put everything in their craft, man. All right, you can't become a master at your craft without putting everything into it, man. If you don't, then what's the point? Nobody likes half-ass shit. All right, nobody likes half-ass shit. So the Most High is no different in that aspect, and His Son is no different in that aspect, man. All right, they require the best out of us, man. They require the best up out of us, man. If you see yourself, throwing up some nonsense, you're extra tired, you this and that, it's better for you to just hold off, than to just, put out anything, all right. Sometimes it's best to wait for quality and not the quantity, all right, because the Lord's looking for quality at the end of the day. That's why He said that a wave is greater than a drop, right? He's looking for quality, all right. The drop represents quality. The elect represent quality, and He's not looking for many. He's looking for only a small few. So First Maccabees chapter 2 and verse 58, it says, Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. All right. Elijah, because he was zealous and fervent for the law of the Most High, was beamed up, taken into heaven, because he was giving up a zealous, fervent sacrifice, man. All right. Was taken up into heaven, man. All right. Because he stood so stiffly. He's one of those men that stood so stiffly, man. And if you're gonna stand stiffly for the Lord, that means you better believe in what you're saying. You better believe, you better be sure in what you're saying, man. You gotta believe in what you're saying. How is the people gonna believe in you? You sound like you don't believe what you're saying. You didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like you have to practice what you preach. Elias being zealous and fervent for the law was taken up into heaven, man. You want to get beamed up? You better be fervent and zealous for that law, man. All right. You better put everything behind this work, man. All right. Second Ezra 5, 6, and 58. It says, we thy people whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten, and thy fervent lover are given into our hands. If we're called the Lord's fervent lover, that means that we have a burning loving relationship, like a man and his woman, right? We're the Lord's woman. Your woman's supposed to have a fervent love for you, man. All right. She's supposed to have a burning sensation, like when y'all first met. That same type of love. This is a love story that's like thousands of years in the making. Between us and the Most High, man. You know, between us and our Lord outside, man. This is like the most epic love story, man. So that same love that's kindled as a fire supposed to be up in you, man. All right. So we've been called that only begotten and that fervent lover. Okay. Now, if the world be far made for our sakes, why do we not possess an inheritance with the world? Because most of our people do not give a damn about the Most High. They totally been rebellious, so they don't feel that love no more for the Lord, man. That's why the world is given into the hands of so-called white men. That's why the world is not in the possession of you, brothers out there, man. Us, the Israelites, man. You know what I mean? Because of the simple fact that you would rather have fervent love for for other nations gods, for other shit. You don't have that fervent love for your husband, the Lord, man. You don't have that love no more. So the Lord has taken away, everything that was once yours. But to obtain that once again, we have to get back to the old ways, man. First Maccabees 2:54. I should have read 54. It says, Phineas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, man. All right. So fervent and zealous obtain the covenant of an everlasting priesthood, man. All right. That's what we're looking for. Everlasting rest, everlasting covenant, the everlasting priesthood, man. You know what I'm saying? That's for those that that the Lord chose from the foundation of the world, man. That the Lord called out from amongst, all these robots, that's around. Okay, because you're in the midst of, the Lord told you that you're sent as sheep in the midst of wolves, wolves, devourers, you know, robots, zombies, you know. That's why he told you that you're a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, man. What? Chosen to what? Give up spiritual sacrifice to the Lord, man. Wholly acceptable, which is our reasonable service. And that reasonable service is one that's hot, man. Fervent, bro. Very fervent, man. Zealous. You know, supposed to be zealous, man. Especially at these times. The closer and closer you get to the end, the more zealous and zealous you're supposed to get. Because your faith is supposed to increase, not decrease. That's what it tells you in Second Samuel, the 3rd chapter, man. The house of David shall wax stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul shall wax weaker and weaker, meaning more robotic, more dead, more dead. Titus chapter 2 and verse it says 13, looking for that blessed and glorious hope and the appearing of the great God and our Savior, the Lord Yahushua, the great power and our Savior Yahushua, who gave himself for us. Why did the Lord give himself for us? So we could be a bunch of robots, a bunch of dead. Today we're gonna go into no. The Lord didn't die so we could be up there being lazy. So we could be up there, giving half effort. The Lord didn't give no half effort when he came on the scene. The Lord didn't care. The Lord, his men, the Apostle Paul, Peter, Zephaniah, they wasn't up there giving, no, they was standing up there manfully telling these people what time it was, man. They said, ye men of Israel. That's what they said, Acts the 5th chapter, man. How you think he said that? As the sound of many waters, bro. He didn't say that as just, man, guys, gather around. We're gonna, like Esau does, man. Esau's a fucking robot, man. But we're not like that, man. The Lord is putting in us a fleshly heart, not a stony, because right now you got a stony fucking heart, being in this body, being in this flesh, being in this. But the Lord's gonna put a different heart, a change of heart in you, and it's starting with the spirit, starting with this truth, So this is just the beginning, So Titus 2 and verse 14 says, who gave himself for us that he might redeem us from all iniquity and purify unto himself a peculiar people, zealous of good works. Zealous, hold on. Zealous of good works. The Lord redeemed when he died. He died so he could redeem us from iniquity. Also, so he could purify us, a peculiar people, zealous of good works. 15 verse. These things speak and exhort and rebuke with all authority, and let no man despise thee. All right. So, Lord told us, hey, either you're going to be hot or cold, right? Quote unquote basic things, right? Well, the basics are the fundamentals. Very important. Very important. All right. One of the things that's non-negotiable as an athlete, or as a, you gotta give all the effort. I don't care how good you are. If you don't give no effort, somebody else with no talent is gonna whoop your ass, because they're actually trying like a motherfucker. It's like their life depends upon it. You're supposed to be in this thing like your life depends upon it, because it does. Your life depends upon this truth. All right. More than likely, if you in a competition or sport, whatever, the one that's more hungry, more than likely, is always going to win. More than likely. Okay, how talented the other dude is. If you want it more, there's very little you could do for somebody that wants it, man. Because that burning passion just ups their stats, man. It just you like how did so and so beat? They got all these names. No, they had all this. They had the passion for it, man. You know, how did Real Madrid lose? Oh, shit, they got beat. The referee wasn't on their side. Nah, the other team had more passion, man. The other team had more zeal, man. You know, when the team gets upset is because the other nobodies, quote unquote, gave more effort than the highly exalted, proud, I got it. I'm already, we're already, we already made it. We're Alabama, we're Georgia, we're Real Madrid, we're the Celtics, we're the Lakers. Here comes the lowly, local YMCA team. They whoop your ass. That's what the elect represent. Everybody's over there. Everybody's over there. In this world, they're all. They all think that they got it. Everything's. But here comes those that nobody ever thought of. That been putting in years and years and years and years of work, years and years of work, and they come along like the hare and the tortoise. These people got the head start, and you come up there like a hare. Just working, grinding away. Every day, all the time, until that work comes to fruition. In the form of everlasting life, in the form of you getting beamed up on a ship, in the form of you eating while other people are starving like a motherfucker, in the form of you getting a change of raiment, a body, in the form of the Most High, y'all about to crowning you with life, rulership on earth. When here it is, all these people been laughing at you and talking shit. Oh, well, yeah, here it is. You've been working their asses. You've been out working them, running laps around them. You see? And believing, actually doing the will of the Father. You see? Well, here it is. The hair is more faster. You got all this other shit, but it doesn't have consistency, hard work, dedication, man. Which that's one of the prerequisites of success, man. You gotta actually fucking feel what you're doing, man. And believe what you're doing. Did not the Lord say your faith had made you whole? So there you go, man. Your faith, your belief, have made you whole. All right. So at the end of the day, man, you gotta believe in this, man. And you're gonna show forth. The Lord told you that that you shall know them by their fruits. You shall know them by a fruit. A corrupt tree cannot bring forth good fruit. All right. So you're going to be hot or you're going to be cold. You're going to be You're gonna believe or you don't. There's no in betweens with the Most High, man. There's no in betweens, and there's no half steppings. You know, where the Lord didn't die so we could, go around there going through the motions. You know, the Lord didn't die so we could, be up there dragging our feet and shit. At the very end. Okay, so First Peter chapter 2 and verse 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and hypocrisies and envyings and evil speakings, as newborn babes desiring the sincere milk that ye may grow thereby. If ye have so tasted that the Lord is gracious, to whom coming as unto a living stone, hold on, not a dead stone, a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High and precious. Ye also as lively stones. If the Lord is a lively stone, you're lively stones. If the Lord was made of a quick understanding and the fear of the Lord, you're going to be made of a quick understanding. That's in Isaiah the 9th chapter, right? So to whom coming is of a living stone, disallowed indeed of men, but chosen of the Most High and precious. Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices acceptable to the Most High by Hamashiach Yahushua. Wherefore it is contained in the scripture, behold, I lay in Zion a chief cornerstone, elect, precious, and he that believeth on him shall not be confounded. All right. So let me read a few of these definitions, right, which I forgot to read. Robot, which means a mechanical person who work or activities are entirely mechanical. All right. Forced worker, a forced labor. The Lord, yes, man's going to the Lord. Technically speaking, he is forcing us to do this work, but we do it willingly, technically speaking, if you want to be technical, but he's not sitting here torturing us, so we could do it. If you don't do it, the Lord will murk you, he'll take you out. But we don't really have a choice in this matter, which at the end of the day, it's all the Lord's will. But the definition here, it says a forced worker, a forced laborer, compulsory service. We're forced to go to this white man's job. Like this white man's job, we're forced to do that, like it's something that we don't want to do. We have to get up and go and do it, but here, even if not paying me, I'm still going to do it. Nobody's sitting there up there paying us, to do this. We go to this white man's job because we're forced workers. We're forced laborers, So it says to work, to drudge, to servitude, pass from one status to another, right? Robot, right? That's what it says. Serving as means instrument. Okay, yeah. So, that's something else right here. Okay, so robot. That's one. Synthetic, right? There's a few definitions. One means skilled and put together, constructive, right? But at the very end, it says artificial, right? Artificial, synthetic material, man-made. All right. The Lord told you if this will come back, but if it be of the Most High, should not be overthrown. So this is not a synthetic thing. This is not artificial. This is real, and this is all through the Spirit, man, or organic. Spontaneous. Which artificial is the opposite of spontaneous. Artificial is not natural or spontaneous. Something that's not spontaneous. All right. That's why when you look at majority of these Israelites out there, they everything that they do is like very like very like run of the mill, like these different groups, they do a lot of shit like very it's you never see them going out live like that, impromptus. You only see brothers, apostles brothers doing that type of stuff because that's not that's not in them to do these type of live streams and this and that, because they're not then here it is, they're gonna put together some structured art lesson where everything's all like rudimentary and shit. It's all well, here it is, we're gonna read this and that. Anybody ask a question that's out of the script of what they're going into, just like when you used to go to the church, they'll get on you. What the fuck? We're not talking about that right now. We're talking about something else. It's going to tell you to answer every man according to the hope that's in you. Answer every man with meekness according to the hope that's in you, right? So you should be able to, what the teaching people come ask us this, that, here it is, and it's on the fly, it's spontaneous, people say this, that, whatever. We're ready for anything. You gotta be ready for anything when it comes to this word, So you gotta be ready for a spontaneous, combustion. So anything can pop off at any time, So the Lord told us to, that's why He gave us the spirit to do it. He didn't give us a robotic spirit, So artificial, not spontaneous or natural. Artificial, okay, fake, made by man, contrived, machine-like, all right, artificial. It says fictitious. Ooh, fictitious, so not genuine. That's the word for artificial. Full, that which is not full of affection, insincere. Ooh, shit, insincere, man. Fictitious. Oh, but then you got the word natural, of one's inborn characteristics, hereditary, innate, by birth, as if were by birth. To tell you that he that was born after the flesh persecuted he that was born after the spirit. That's in Galatians 3rd chapter. Right? Because we're born again, right? Right? We're born into this truth again. And when you're born again, you give up spiritual sacrifice. You give up you give up a real sacrifice, not that old way, not that old way where your mama and them force you to go to this church. Your daddy and them forced you to go, that shit was forced, bro. Like we didn't want to do that shit. We didn't want to have to sit there and I used to fall asleep all the time, bro, because that shit made me fall asleep, man. Hearing this guy on the pulpit, this shit was fucking boring, man. It was boring, man. It says Galatians 4 and verse 22, as is written, Abraham had two sons, one by the bondmaid, by the other by a free woman. But he that was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh. But he that's of the free woman was born by the spirit, by promise, right? He that was born of the free woman was born by promise. Which things are an allegory for these two covenants, the one from Mount Sinai, which generates to bondage, which is Agar. For this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia, and answer to Jerusalem, which is now in bondage with her children. But Jerusalem, which is above, is free, which is the mother of us all. All right. So the son of the free woman, we're the son of the free woman. All right. That's not that the Lord said that's not the son of the bondwoman. So as we're born again, born not after the flesh, but after the spirit, we are free to serve the Lord with a fervent heart and with fervent spirit, man. All right. John 3 and 6, it says, that which is born after the flesh is flesh, and that which is born after the spirit is spirit. Marvel not that I said unto you that you may be born again. So when you're born again, you come out the womb with this. You come out you come out there with this newfound love of life, of true life, of this word, of this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, man. So you're born after the spirit, not after the flesh. The dead works, That's why you're being persecuted by those that be born after the flesh. That's why they don't understand what y'all talking about. That's why the things that you say go over these people's heads. All right. That's why they look at you as an enemy, because you're not like them, dead. All right. Hebrews 6 and 1. Therefore, leaving the principles of the doctrine of Yahushua, let us go on to perfection, not laying the foundation of repentance from dead works and of faith towards the Most High. Of the doctrine of baptism, of laying of hands, of resurrection of the dead, of eternal judgment. For this we will do if the Most High will permit, but it's impossible for those who were once enlightened, have tasted of the heavenly gift, were made partakers of the Holy Spirit, having tasted the good word of the Most High and the powers of the world to come, if they shall fall away, to renew them again to repentance, seeing that they crucify themselves, the Son of the Most High, afresh, and put him to open shame. Now, the Lord told you that those that have tasted the gift, have been partakers. When you taste that gift and been partaker of the Holy Spirit, it's something that you can't get. If you're the elect, you can't get enough of it. You have to seek it after it. That you've tasted of that knowledge, of that wisdom of the heavens. So you're constantly seeking after it. You're constantly engaged with it. When you're away from it, when you're quote unquote like you got to go to work, you got to do other things. When you're away from the truth, it's like torture. It's like you can't wait to get back to it. Just like if you was in love with some woman, that's how you would feel. You have this innate burning need to be with her, right? Well, that's the same way you're supposed to feel, or more so by Sophia, by this church, by this truth, by this work, about the Lord Yahushua, about the kingdom, about the Most High's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, man. All right. So if you don't feel that, that's a scary thing. It's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of living power, right? So it says of one natural would be of one's inborn characteristics, meaning that's what you were born with, like Jeremiah. Jeremiah was born with this. Jeremiah was from the womb. The Lord knew him. Ezekiel, Isaiah. Isaiah said what? He has made mention of my name from my mother's womb, right? So he was naturally built for this, right? He had this innately in him. Okay, that's why when he was older, he didn't depart from it. All right, existing in nature as a result of natural forces, natural. All right, that which is not caused by accident, human agency, or intervention. Right. So yeah, it's naturally in you, man. Existing in nature as a result of natural forces and proper, suitable. It says not artificially cultivated. This is what I want. Not artificially cultivated or created, existing in nature, illegitimate or bastard. Not illegitimate or bastard. It says yeah, so that's it, right? Not artificially cultivated, all right? Organic. Okay, it was a good word for innate. It says existing from birth, to be born with, to be born in, originate in, to give birth, to beget, all right? Innate. We were born after the spirit, not after the flesh, all right? Again, as read in what was that? Galatians 4th chapter, my bad. Okay, so it says robotic. It says resembling characteristics of a robot, stiff, especially being stiff or unemotional. All right. Somebody get mad at you for being emotional about the truth. Oh, you're emotional. We're not robots, man. We feel things about the truth. Yeah, the Lord told you have rule of your spirit. All right, that's one thing. But hey, it would be worse if you didn't feel shit about the truth. It would be worse if you didn't have no feelings. If you were just a rock, like like you. Hey, it's natural, brother, for you to feel something. It's natural if you don't feel nothing, then that means you're a dead mouse, man. You might as well just be in the world, bro. Just up there, brain dead, man. These people out here are brain dead, man. Okay, they're not alive like you brothers out there, man. They don't see things how you see them. The Lord has put a blindfold on them, man. Hence why they can't throw up no sacrifice to the Lord. Hence why they can't. The women are totally blind. They're dead. They're of the world. The men, most of them are feminine and all kind of shit. Enter into all that. Then you got the heathens. So you only have a few liveless stones. That would be representatives of the Most High on the earth. All right. Which are given a spiritual sacrifice, a hot sacrifice to the Lord, a fervent sacrifice, man. Which is your reasonable service. Romans the 12th chapter. So read the definition of sacrifice, and then I'll probably end it there. It was longer than I expected anyway. So I was trying to make it short, but you know how it goes. You can't never make it short, bro. Look at you. You gotta get mad at yourself. It says sacrifice. It says the offering of something, especially a life, to a deity, an act of proportion, a sacrifice. The offering was life, man. that which is offered to a deity and sacrifice. All right. In this case would be, in our case would be the true God, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. Performing priestly functions of sacrifice, sacred rites. All right. So that's a sacrifice. Offer. Just select you know. Thing kick me out, man, before I but it says Psalms 39 verse real quick, man. Psalms 39 verse 3, it says, my heart was hot within me while I was musing, the fire burnt, then I spake with my tongue. My heart was hot within me while I was musing with the fire. While I was musing, the fire burnt, then I spake with my tongue. Lord, make me to know my end and to measure my days. What is that I may know how frail I am? See, so the word is supposed to burn within you, man, as musing with fire. Then I spake as a tongue. Then I spake with my tongue. The scripture say, I believe, therefore I have spoken. All right. If this is not hot in you, then you ain't gonna speak. You ain't gonna, it's just gonna be just like, you're gonna be like a regular Smo Joe, you know. So Jeremiah told you, and I believe that's the 20th chapter. Yep. So Jeremiah 20 and verse 8, it says, for since I think I cried out, I cried violent spoil, because the word of the Lord was a reproach unto me and a daily derision. It says, verse, then I said, I will not make mention of him nor speak anymore his name, but his word. See, Jeremiah, man, try to run away, just like Jonah. Jonah tried to run away, he got swallowed up by the fish because they were elect men of the Lord. You had no choice but to do this work. All right. So his word was in my heart. I said, I'm not going to speak. I'm not going to do his work no more. Nope. You're going to, but his word was in my heart as a burning fire shut up in my bones. I was weary with forbearing. I could not stay. I couldn't, meaning I couldn't sit still. I couldn't do it, man. It was just in you. It's just in you. As it says in John, the 7th chapter, it says what? He that believeth on me, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. And 38. All right. You believe on the Lord, nothing you could do. Nothing you could do. Even if you hear the defaming on many, fear on every side, reports say they and we were all my familiars watch for my halting, saying peradventure he will be enticed, and we shall prevail against them, and we shall take our revenge against them. But the Most High is with me as a mighty terrible one. You see, you're gonna have people coming up against you. They're gonna try to deter you from your path, this and that. Oh, you ain't this. You're not a teacher. You didn't make the basketball team. You didn't do this. You didn't do that. You're not black. You don't got no beard. You're not from the tribes. You got no business teaching. All right. See that? Your own familiars. It says, all my familiars watch for my halting, saying peradventure he will be enticed. Man, you ain't a man of the Lord. You ain't right. We shall prevail against him. We shall take our revenge on him. 11th verse. But the Lord is with me as a mighty terrible one. Therefore my persecutors shall stumble, and they shall not prevail. For they shall be greatly ashamed. They shall not prosper, and their everlasting shall never be forgotten. But the Lord host out that tries the righteous, and let me see the vengeance on them. Unto thee I have opened my cause. Sing unto the Lord, praise ye the Lord, for he hath delivered the soul of the poor from the hand of evildoers. That's right. As the scriptures tell you in Isaiah 54:17, every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment that shall condemn, this is the heritage of the servants of the Lord and the righteousness of me. That's pursuant to the 11 and 12 verse. All right. Okay, because here it is. Jeremiah, his persecutors want him to stumble, but the Lord was with him as a terrible mighty man, as he's with you brothers out there that's giving up a righteous sacrifice, man. Not a robotic, demonic, sacrifice. We're just going through it. Your heart's not into this. Okay. Because the Lord told us to have our lights burning as men that wait for their Lord, which I'll leave with that. All right. Here, have your lights burning. Luke the 12th chapter. And the 31st verse says, but rather seek ye the kingdom of the Most High, all these things shall be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, but is your Father's kingdom. Sell all that you have and alms, and provide yourselves bags with wax now old, a treasure in the heavens that fail not, where no thief approaches, neither moth doth corrupt. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning. Your lights burning. And ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their Lord, when he will return from the wedding, that when he cometh and knocketh, they may open unto him immediately. Because they're already watching. They're already ready. Blessed are those servants when the Lord cometh, shall find watching. That said to you, he shall gird himself and make them to sit down, and will come forth and serve them. Because those are men that was giving the Lord all they all. So the Lord's gonna give you meat, man. He's gonna hit you with the what Frodo said, man. You Frodo, you bow to what Aragorn told him. Frodo, you bow to no one, Frodo. That's what the Lord. If the Lord come and serve you meat, and he come and give you, that means, look, man, he's serving you. Look, here it is. Here you go, my good and faithful servant. The Lord, the King of Kings, over there serving you meat, man. Him himself washed the disciples' feet when he was on the earth. So when y'all getting your crowns, the Lord Most High, giving you a just due, giving you what you deserve. He's gonna sit and give you meat in due season, because you've been given a real sacrifice unto him. All right. And if he shall come in the second watch or in the third watch and find them so, blessed are those servants. And this know that if the good man of the house had known what hour the thief would have come, he would have watched and not have suffered his house to be broken through. Be therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when thou knowest not. All right. That's why, your lights burning as men that wait for their Lord. When he return from the wedding, that he may knock it, and cometh that he may open them unto him immediately. So, some things to consider. When you see yourself getting all, run of the mill, rudimentary, that's when relationships die. When you just going through the motions and shit like that, and you just, oh yeah, here we go. I gotta go. Here we go. We gotta have sex. Here we go. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. Just leave the relationship, man. Cause y'all ain't even in it like that, bro. Y'all ain't even y'all don't really like each other like that. Y'all just, what are y'all doing, man? What the hell are y'all doing, bro? You gotta put some passion in your relationship, man. And the same thing happens with the Lord, bro. You gotta try. You gotta give your effort, man. If you don't, then somebody else gonna take your spot. Which at the end of the day, the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets, man. But you know what I mean. All right, you catch my drift. All right, so with that call, like how about Shem Yashai about Shem Lukakudash, a bunch of our apostles, our teachers, which we never seen them give a robotic sacrifice, by the way. All right. Our apostles, they never give. They always, every time you see them, bro, even in their old age, look how much passion they put into them videos, put into that work, even at their old age. So, what's your excuse? What's your excuse? You been doing this work 40 years, 30 years? Nah, man. So, what's your excuse, bro? You had to go to the library and look up all the things. Now you got YouTube, you got Facebook, you got internet, you got all this shit easy. You got cars, come on, bro. So anyways, with that, no excuses, man. With that, shalom. Shalom.